Okay. I think I'm live. Am I live? I don't know if anyone's watching. Doesn't look like anyone's watching right now. Oh, maybe someone is. Maybe someone's watching. If you are joining me, uh, I've never done this before, obviously. Let me know if I'm too quiet or if I'm too loud, and I'll try and fiddle with my mic. Bonjour. Uh, Thank you for joining me. Um, if you're wondering what on earth I'm doing at the moment, I'm actually testing this out because I have some students I want to live stream to, and this is just a little practice session for me. So thank you for joining me for this practice session. But if I enjoy it and you enjoy it, then maybe I'll have some more live streaming sessions while we're having this little pandemic. We can all get together and hang out. And then who knows, if that goes great, maybe we can have even more live streams after we get through this together, and we will. Um, so yeah, uh, I hope that I don't mess this up. How is the sound? Let me know how the sound is. I do have a nice condenser mic. It's got little dials on it, and I can muck around with them. I can turn them left. I can turn them right. Um, I might have gone the opposite way when I tilted my head then, but yeah, tell me which way I should turn the little dial should I need to. I think it's perfect. Might want it louder. I'll turn it a little bit up. I'll turn it a little bit up. Ooh. Let me know if that's loud enough. If that's good. If that's good. Um, you're great too. Thanks for joining me. This is a strange time, and it's good to be with strangers in a friendly, distant way, so that we can all virtually hold hands and sing Kumbaya. And hopefully we'll get through this together. Okay. We all can. Okay. That sounds good. That sounds good. I'm really glad. Um, it's nice to be with you all. So yeah, for those of you just clicking, I'm practicing live streaming because I've got students that I want to stream with on another private channel. You won't see that, so that I can hang out with them and they can show me their work, which they probably wouldn't want to do on a big old channel like this. That would be kind of embarrassing to have feedback blurted out to the world. So that won't be here. But if this is fun for you and me, then we can do some more of this. So how are we doing? How are we doing? Do I look good? Do I look like Beyonce? I hope so. Yeah. I am going to share this link on Twitter because I haven't done that yet, so that anyone on Twitter can join me. Copy. You can tell I'm doing this for the first time because I'm narrating the whole damn thing. I'm now going to scratch my nose. No, I'm not going to scratch my nose. Don't worry. I'm trying not to touch my face as much as is humanly possible. Certainly not when I'm outside. Yeah. I'll tell you all about my wild safety procedures that you can follow or choose not to. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. But I can give you advice from myself, a non-professional, on what it is that I'm doing to keep myself safe during this frightening time. Just a sec. Okay. Hopefully that's gone out and about 1.3 more people will join us. um okay. Bump's virtual elbow. Bump. I've been doing none of that. I don't go anywhere near anyone. You should see me in the shops. It's like a set piece from an Indiana Jones movie. Like I'm just looking round the corners of aisles trying to judge if I can walk down an aisle safely. Really trying to keep my distance from everyone if I can. Um, a lot of people don't really seem to care, which is driving me nuts. And I want to say, if you think this global pandemic isn't a big issue and you're palling around with your mates, you're making it worse and you're going to draw this out. So just stay at home and be safe. All right, guys? I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to be bossy. I don't mean to be a nag, but just I want a hot girl summer as well, all right? So let's all band together and do this thing so we can get to it quickly. All right? Are my folks all right? My folks are currently doing okay. Thank you for asking. I hope your folks, your family, everyone you love is good. Just generally speaking, I'm talking to all of you here. I hope they're not mucking around outside either. It's not fun. I have to say, the weather here in the UK right now, or at least where I live, is glorious. Which, on the one hand, is lovely because it's calming, and on the other hand, it's a little annoying because it probably makes people want to rush outside and have a secret gathering with their pals. Um, Save it. It sucks, but just save it. Save it for a safer day when we can all celebrate that we've gotten through this. We can celebrate even in the rain. We'll want to celebrate outside no matter what the weather is, trust me. Yeah. Do I enjoy my isolation? I'm going to be frank with you. Um, I have been working on an animation for around a year, just over a year. And for especially the last 6 or 7 months of it, I was essentially practicing social distancing. um, so I have a job um, that I have two part-time jobs currently that aren't freelancing. And so after whatever employment I was at during the day, I would then quick march to a bus stop and then be like, come on, I need to get on the bus so I can go home and get on with more work. Like, it just didn't end. And I've been eschewing many exciting social events because of it for months and months. And I'm proud of myself for doing that. I barely had like a birthday event this year. Like my family and I had breakfast at a pub and we didn't even sit at the same table. So that's how minuscule my living it up has been for the last year. So how am I enjoying isolation? It's fucking business as usual for me, and as such, I feel kind of freaked out because I feel like I haven't changed my life enough. Like loads of people can feel that they are staying at home and feel that they're isolating. And for me, it's just like, well, this is just normal for me, so I must not be doing enough. And like, you know, I don't know if maybe other freelancers feel like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's I have a very lucky home setup right now. Um, and I feel really bad for people who don't have a nice home and they just have to be stuck there. That just sucks. Not to be a downer, but yeah, I don't really have any words. To any of you who have to stay at home and you don't have a pleasant home to be in, perhaps because of the actual place you live, or perhaps because of whoever you might be stuck with, I'm really sorry, and I hope this, especially for you, I hope this entire ordeal is over sooner rather than later. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the chat again. Am I Miss Frizzle? Yes. My my I want to do Halloween as Miss Frizzle one of these years. In fact, my mother very kindly um, put together a Miss Frizzle style dress for me. Doesn't have any patches or pictures on it yet. It's just like the purple collar with the blue kind of satin long sleeves and the blue dress and that. And then later in life, however much later, I want to make lots of different patches that are like, so her most famous dress is like that starry dress with like stars and planets on it and whatever. I would like to have a starry dress, but also make one patch each of like famous spaceships in pop culture. So like the Millennium Falcon and maybe the ship from Firefly, which I believe is called the Firefly. Um, uh, but more obscure things as well. Like one of my favorite movies is The Fifth Element, and I love the Flossed in Paradise. It's like a big cruise ship that's in space. I'd love to kind of make that and then put them all over my dress, and then I'd have a really unique dress. I went on a bit. Uh, Probably more than that commenter anticipated me to go on for. But yeah, that is legitimately a thing that I want to do. And in fact, one of my students told me unprompted that I reminded them of Miss Frizzle, and I was very flattered because I don't just have her hair, I've also got her nose. She has kind of a beaky nose. Um, represent. Represent, Miss Frizzle, with your big nose. If you've got a big nose, you're cool. Okay? You're pretty. You're cute. You're whatever you want to be. You are it already. Don't worry. Don't change your nose. My earrings are adorable. I love getting crazy cartoon earrings. Um, oh, thank you. Someone says they love my work. Objection, Mob23 Psycho. Thank you very much. I love your work too. I don't know your work, but I'm sure it's great. Kara, hey! Just saw your comment. I really hope you feel better soon, love. Stay strong. If there's anything I can do, let me know. Want me to Venmo you some breakfast money or something? I'll do that for free. Hey Ben, I'm so touched. You're all turning up. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Uh, uh, hello. Why no super chat? I don't know how to do that. This is my first time. If you can tell from the title of this, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Um, but I'm having a fun time, having a natter. For those of you that have just joined and you're like, "What is this weirdo doing live streaming?" She's not playing video games or doing anything entertaining. Um, I am getting used to this so that I can have a little live stream with some students of mine tomorrow. So it's a good idea to get a little bit of practice in. That will be on a separate channel. You won't see that because then that would be kind of embarrassing to have your teacher talk to you like on a channel with lots of other people staring. Like that wouldn't be pleasant. So yeah, just a little practice. Imogens, show them Sephiroth. Um, you know, I think I will. I think I will show Sephiroth. This is not my Sephiroth. This is my partner's Sephiroth. Um, let's unbox him, shall we? So I believe if we yank Sephiroth by the bottom, we can unwrap him. Oh, there's all sorts of things falling all over me. I'm sure that's normal. Ugh. Here he is. This is how an unboxing works, right? You just kind of get out whatever it is you've gotten and being like, look what I caught. It's this big. So here's Sephiroth. He's great. You know, I'm not really a Final Fantasy person, but my partner is. So we engage on that a lot because Final Fantasy is pretty vast and it's always interesting to talk about. And some of it's really good and engaging, and some of it's really dumb, but entertaining still. I'm going to try and put him back in his box before I break him because I think this one's kind of expensive. So let me just. Ooh! He comes with a big sword! Look at that! Woo! It's longer than him. Can I get that there? That's the sword, and that's him. Super long. I've got a very precarious setup right now. My pop filter just kind of slipped away from my mic. Let's see if I can put that back there. Okay. Right, now I have to put this guy back in his box because if he gets hurt, I think my partner is going to be a little bit upset. Oh no, one of his hands fell out of the box and onto the sofa and maybe in between the cushions. It's a very exciting time in my life. Bear with me just 1 second. Ah, here are all his other hands. I don't know if this is meant to be in 3 pieces. Never mind. That goes? I don't know. I don't know about this. You know what? I think I will let my partner put Sephiroth back in his box. He's very good at doing that. So. Everything like broke immediately when I took Sephiroth out of his box, which is I think is the plot of Final Fantasy VII in general. Right. Now I'm going to look at the chat because I haven't looked at that in a while. I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better, Kara. It's not easy. Let me tell you something. Last month, February, from about the 7th of February, like into the very early stages of March, I was really fucking sick. My partner started to get a cough, and then I did almost immediately afterwards. It was a really dry cough, and I was like, because I'd heard about this coronavirus thing. And after about 3 days, I called the NHS 111 number, which I recommend you do if you're getting any symptoms. And I was like, I've got a dry cough, and it's not going away. Am I dying? And they were like, okay, calm down. Do you have a fever? Do you have a shortness of breath? And I was like, no. And they were like, you're probably okay. Ring us back if you feel worse later. And I was like, okay. About a week later, I had no other symptoms, but I was still coughing, still dry coughing. I went to a walk-in clinic, which you must not do now. That wasn't the advice in February, so don't scream at me. But I did that in February. And I was like, I wasn't on the phone, I went to a walk-in clinic. Do I have the coronavirus? Look in my mouth. And he was like, you probably have a virus, but it's probably not that. And I was like, but I bought some earrings recently. They just came to me and they were from China. What if they were touched or something? And he was like, well, we don't think it's a surface contact thing. We think it's more of a person on person thing. And I was like, oh, okay. The germs can be transferred on surfaces, but it is still unlikely that they were on the fucking earrings. Anyway, so yeah, And then after that, I almost seemed to recover. Then I had one day when I had really bad cramps, and it wasn't even my period, and I had to lie on the floor for a few hours. And then I got up again, and then my throat got really sore a few days later, and then I threw up. Oh, I threw up when I was sick before, but I threw up for a second time in February, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on with me?" And then I had a bad cold, and then I recovered. Now, I'm not saying that I had COVID-19, um, but I did get a flu jab last December, which is meant to protect you against this sort of stuff. I uh, I don't know. I don't know. Apparently, the coronavirus, this COVID-19, can give you loads of different symptoms. The most common being the dry cough, and then it escalates to other things like the fever and the shortness of breath. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. I really hope I didn't give it to anyone. It's a mystery. I don't know if we'll ever find out. I'm gonna look at the chat again. I just wanted to update you on my health. I'm currently feeling fine. I can touch wood. Like that's the worst thing about this is that you don't know that you. I don't mean to escalate anyone's paranoia. I'm just sharing my own alarm. You don't know that you're okay today until like 2 weeks from now. And you don't know that you're okay 2 weeks from now until 2 weeks after that. And it's like this shit is engineered to give you a fucking meltdown. It sucks. It sucks so much just waiting to find out if you and the people you love are going to be all right. Sorry. I'm sorry. This is such a downer. Let's stay happy. I'm so sorry. Let's I'm looking at the chat now. I'm looking at the chat now. Da, 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 da. Honestly, I don't remember subscribing to you and I'm unsure what kind of content you make. I don't blame you because I upload so erratically. I used to make cooking videos, then I got into animation, and then last year I was poking around singing, which is something I want to pursue this year. Simply didn't have time to pursue it for the latter half of last year. Um, we'll see. We'll see what occurs. Explore my channel. You might have a flashback to something you enjoyed, and you might go, "Wow, I enjoyed this." Ugh, unsubscribe. Ooh. More cooking videos that have recipes that involve bananas because although I hate bananas, I love how you say the word bananas. Bananas. What's weird about the way I say bananas? Am I supposed to say bananas? Bananas. Bananas. Hello, my name's Imogen Scoppy and I love bananas. Is that it? Sounds like I'm saying Narnia. Oh my god. I would go to Banania. Can you imagine that? It's not winter there, it's just always bananas in Banania. I really like the character animation on Sigourney Weaver in Alien 3 video. Thank you. Thank you very much. I spent an inordinate amount of time on that video because I procrastinated too much. It took me a year and a half to make that video. I'm so ashamed. I do love it, but it's one of those videos I kind of feel cringy about watching because it wasn't a raving success. Um, which probably isn't a healthy way to regard your own work. But yeah, I was yeah, I'm proud of that achievement. Very much. Yes, sing. Yes, I will definitely try to sing more this year. My singing teacher set up a virtual singing club specifically for this pandemic to like keep us all connected. So hopefully we'll have some really cheesy singing live streams between each other. I'm not sure about live streaming myself singing here. It's just inviting cruelty. And I might hurt your ears. The last thing you need during this during this crisis is me crowing away. That's the fun paranoia I have working in a hospital nowadays. You work in a hospital? If you're working in a hospital, you're amazing. And we owe you everything. Whoever is working in a hospital watching this, you are sent from heaven, and I can't thank you enough. None of us can thank you enough. We should all stay inside so that you don't have to have such a heavy burden in the coming months. Everyone stay inside. I hope no one's like palling around with their mates on the park while they watch this live stream. I love that you're watching this live stream. Now go inside. Or like go to your homes and then go in the garden. Whatever it is you want to do, just stay at home. So much professional advice here with me, Imogen Scoffy. What have I been doing recently? Well, I've been animating. And I just finished my big animation that I've been working on for a year. It will not be on this channel, but it will be on another channel, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with, on April 10th. That's the plan. Right now. I mean, these are questionable times, so anything could happen. If there's some sort of disaster, maybe it will be postponed. But the plan is that new content of mine shall be released on April 10th. So put that in your diary and, you know, wash your hands so you can live to see it. Just kidding. You should live anyway. Don't even... It's more important that you wash your hands than watching my work, okay? I just want to say that up front. It's still very important that you watch my work. I worked so hard. Oh my god. The paranoia and lack of toilet paper is what makes Corona horrible. I have advice if you are someone who sits down to pee. This is not advice that I think everyone will be delighted to hear. But it's advice that if you are in a desperate situation, which I think we all are in, you can take this advice or you could ignore it. So I'm about to give you some real mad lads, off the wall, bananas advice here. If you are someone who sits down to pee and you have to use toilet paper when you pee, if you are at home, which you should be, and you have a shower, maybe just get in the shower and have a little shower for your lower half. Now, maybe that's gross. If it's too gross for you, it's fine. I understand. But it's an option. Like, I would rather spend a minute or two doing something completely balmy in private that doesn't hurt anyone than have no toilet paper when it's crunch time. Like, that could be an awful situation. So if that sounds like something that you can bear to do, then sure. If you think that's disgusting, I understand. But like, going to the shops is kind of terrifying right now. We don't want to have to do it more than we absolutely have to. Also, don't panic buy loads of stuff, especially toilet paper, because you shouldn't be shitting more than normal. You should be shitting the average amount. You know, we haven't got a plague of dysentery right now, so just buy what you need and then leave quickly and carefully, looking over your shoulders. You know, I tried going to a big Tesco near me recently, about a week and a half ago. And even a week and a half ago, I was shit scared. Like, so there's a massive car park you have to walk across in order to get to the big Tesco. And the car park was half full, and I was like, I don't know about this. And I was kind of dawdling around, kind of dithering about, like, I don't know if I want to do this. But I stole myself and I started walking towards the entrance of the big Tesco, and all the trolleys were gone. And I was like, fuck this. And there were people milling everywhere, like it was business as usual. It was scary in a way that I didn't think I'd ever experience. Like, it was surreal. And I also found myself, like, walking to the Tesco and walking home, constantly looking over my shoulder to make sure that I wasn't about to walk into anyone, or like no one was coming up the street towards me. And it suddenly made me feel very much like I was walking alone in the streets at night as a woman. And I don't know if anyone shares that experience, but like it was uncanny. This is like the strangest thing. It's like something out of The Happening or something. And I hate comparing this to The Happening because The Happening is a bad movie. But yeah, it's unreal. Um, so where? I meant to say yeah then. So yeah. Uh, when you're shopping, try and do as much as you can so that you don't have to shop too often. Like you should probably not try shopping more than once a week if you can do that. Don't be greedy. Leave things for other people. In fact, I was in a Sainsbury's and I heard over the PA system regularly this voice saying, "Please do not exceed more than 3 of the same item," or and stuff like that. And I was like, "Whoa, this is these are the times we're in." It's wild. Don't be selfish out there. Be good to each other. I'm gonna catch up on the conversation now, so bear with me for a moment. Ba, ba, ba. You're supposed to put emphasis on the first and last letters. Banana, 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 banana. I'm doing a great job at saying banana, na na na. Can I cook? I guess. I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay. If the recipe's good, I'm good. But if left to my own devices, I'm not that impressive. I'm not that great. uh, I've gathered about 57 people to watch this stream on a projector. I hope you're all sitting far away from each other. Oh my god. If you're all in the same room, like, don't be. I don't know. You've got to stay away from each other. I mean, unless you're in a hospital. If you're in a hospital and you're all watching this, then I'm honored. I'm going to assume you're not in a hospital, though. Whatever you're doing, be safe. I love you. I don't want to be rude. You're very supportive. Be safe. Yes, Cara, I did finish it. It's gonna be so good. Cleaning my lower body is the grossest thing. Why would you mention that? So the more you do it, the less gross it will be. So there's a little follow-up advice. Um, da, 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 da. We don't have to pay bills. That's really good news, if that's the truth. Another option is use a washcloth. Oh yeah, keep whatever it is you're doing with your washcloth, wash them as much as you can. Throw them in the washing machine as much as you can. Here's some more advice from Auntie Imogen. If you have to go outside and you've got a coat on, which I do recommend you wear for reasons I will explain in a sec, and trainers on, and I recommend you wear trainers. When you get back, especially if you think you've brushed up against other people or surfaces like you were on public transport or something, carefully take off your coat and your trainers and put them in the wash. Now, it isn't like guaranteed that there's going to be virus germs on your outerwear, but it is likely if you've been like shoved around in public transport or you accidentally bumped into somebody or whatever. Like, use your own discretion. This is something that I'm doing. It makes me feel a little bit better. I suggest wearing a coat so that you don't have to take off all your clothes and then throw them in the washing machine. Wear a coat so that you can do this after you get in. And wear trainers because trainers can take a beating from a washing machine more than your stilettos. Who is wearing stilettos during a pandemic? I don't know. You can wear what you like. I'm sorry. I don't mean to shame anyone. But you shouldn't wear stilettos. during a pandemic, because you might have to run from the virus, and it's hard to run in stilettos. It'll be like a scene from The Day After Tomorrow where they have to outrun the weather. Wear trainers. Your washing machine can handle trainers, and your trainers can handle the washing machine. Da, 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 da. I've loved your videos. Stay positive. You've been an inspiration. That's from Mikey Maura. Sorry if I said your surname wrong. Thank you very much, Mikey. Keep making stuff if you've been inspired. Hope that this can be a creatively useful time if you're stuck indoors, which you should be. We're not stuck indoors. We're enjoying the great indoors together. Don't say stuck, otherwise you'll go nuts. Little has been alright, although I've never been around it so fast and seen so many people looking stressed. Honestly, if people look stressed, I would be comforted, because it means that they care about what's going on. Because sometimes I will be in public and people will just be ambling around like da da da, business as usual. And it's like, I don't want to get near you. I would rather be next to someone that looked stressed out than someone who looked like they didn't give a shit. Da, 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 da. Empty highways during rush hour traffic is nuts. I don't drive, but I can see that. Yeah, it's an unprecedented time. It's just like what's that movie? 28 Days Later. This is probably a great time to like. I shouldn't be encouraging. I was about to suggest that any aspiring filmmakers get outside and use these empty streets for inspiration and film it. Don't do that. Don't risk your safety. Stay indoors. Da, 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 da. I miss your baking videos. Thank you. Thank you. Username. That's a lot of consonants you got there. But thank you very much. My baking videos took a long time to make, like a month each to make, which sounds pretty daffy, really. But I do love my baking videos too. I haven't really had a lot of time for baking since I became an animator. Sounds like I'm talking about becoming a woman. But yeah, it's great fun making those videos. Trust me, if I have time to make them and I feel inspired, I certainly will make another. I love making cheesecakes, as you might have gathered. Favorite holiday and why? Does summer count as a holiday? Because that's my favorite time of the year. Just generally the summer. Yeah, like I guess the closest holiday UK wise is Easter, because we don't have the 4th of July over here the way that you have that day. I mean, we have the date, the 4th of July. It's not struck off our calendars, but we don't have any like big summer celebrations that I can think of. But yeah, summer's great because you got music festivals which you can dress down in, and I love doing that. I don't really get giddy about Christmas, and that, not because they're not great holidays, they are, but because I really don't like winter very much. It's cold. I hate being cold. I love Halloween, but because I live in the UK, it's not such a thing as it is in America, and I'd really love to go and celebrate Halloween in America one of these years, because that looks like an experience. And then I can dress as Miss Frizzle, and that would be great. Do you like how I brought it full circle? I'm so good. I should do this all the time. I'm certainly not getting any drawing done. That was kind of the idea. I was kind of do drawing, but then loads of people came in and asked me questions, so that's good. pop filter's slipping around. Sorry about that. I wonder if this thing will free up enough of her time to make us another animation. Well, possibly. Not an entire animation. If I had enough time to make an entire animation during this crisis, then that would mean this crisis goes on for far longer than I'm comfortable for. So, like, no. Let's hope it does not come to that. Stilettos make kicking germs in the face a little harder. That's for sure. You got to have good balance if you're gonna kick. Although sometimes stilettos can make balancing easier if you're doing particular activities. I won't go into it. London's genius idea to cut down on tube departures isn't really working out because now more people have to bunch up in fewer train cars. Ooh. Yeah, I've seen those pictures from the tube, and it's the scariest thing. Like, again, I don't mean to be a downer, but any of you who were stuck in London and you're stuck having to use those tubes, that is rough. That's really rough. Just crammed in there like sardines. They should have they should have closed the tubes, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, all of this goes back to people have to travel because they've got to go to work, and it goes back to everyone should have a universal basic income, as far as I'm concerned, so that in a situation like this, we don't have to risk our lives going to work so that we can pay the bills, so that we can live. Like, hopefully, there will be more kind of rent cancellations, eviction cancellations, mortgage cancellations if necessary, so that we can take care of people, because we should take care of each other in society. This should not be a dog eat dog world. This should be a dog kiss dog world. Read into whatever you want there, but like, we should have a compassionate society so that when there's a fucking crisis like this, people don't needlessly die or starve or go cold or whatever. People should just be taken care of. That's my opinion. You might be able to guess that I'm not the biggest fan of Boris Johnson because he generally doesn't display that much compassion in his politics. I was very glad the other night that he expressed that we must, not should, not please, but must stay home and only go to work if it's an essential job. I don't like the man. He said a good thing though. I think he said it kind of late. It would have been great if he'd said this like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. But we got there, I guess. So we'll just have to see what happens next. I'm going to look at the chat again. Just another animation channel. Hello. Good on you for animating. Da, 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 da. Do I like the Moomins and the work of Tove Jansson? Jansson? Sorry if I'm butchering that. I wish I could stream the new Moomin Valley show in the US. Even with VPN, I need a UK address for the service. Oh, damn. I didn't know the US was blocking that. Or the source of the show is not allowing itself into the US or whatever. That sucks. Do I like the Moomins? My parents love the Moomins. And we have, I believe they still have, like 6 or 7 original Moomin novels. So not the comic strips. We never had any of those, which is a shame because they look really cool. But the original novels, and they are gorgeous to look at. They all have these incredibly gorgeous illustrated covers. They're all falling to pieces. I remember Mum reading me the first in the series, although I can't remember the name of it. I think it had the Hackney Fatners in it, and the Groach, who scared the hell out of me. I remember having nightmares about the Groach. But I enjoyed the first book, but I can't remember much about the other books. I think she tried reading further books to me, and I kind of lost interest. Like, they seemed a bit. I was a stupid I'm a stupid woman, but like I couldn't quite grasp what was happening in the later books. I'm sure I'd appreciate them now though. Why does it look like we're sharing a comfy time in bed? Because that's my aesthetic. I generally love to languish and luxuriate and be recumbent 24/7. And this is sincerely how I animate. So if I turn my screen around, that's my Cintiq. Da, 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 da. So I do my animation whilst languishing on the sofa instead of hunched over a desk. Now, I don't know if that makes me more or less productive. It's probably better for my back, though. Lots of artists tend to complain about having a really bad back, and I don't get that. So I don't know. This might be a good setup, or it might be an awful one. It depends. Yeah, so I don't get like right over my Cintiq the way I think I'm probably supposed to. But on the other hand, my back is healthier, and I like my health more than being productive or whatever. I don't care. I value my body more than my productivity. Ooh, how about that? Da, 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 da. Let's see. How much animation could you make in a day if you focused 100% on speed and 0% on quality? Depends what I'm animating. I can't answer that question. That's an impossible question to answer. Sorry, that's not a useful reply. Can I ask why Dusty Games isn't happening anymore? Because it takes a tremendous amount of work to record and then edit it. And it wasn't making any money. And if I'm going to spend that kind of time doing something, it needs to make me some money. I could see that it was going to take, number one, ages for the channel to become monetized. And two, that even if it did become monetized, I'd not even be making $1 per video because of how low the views were. I'm not blaming anyone for that. But making Let's Play videos is a niche that has been amply filled by loads of people. If you're gonna watch a Let's Player, you're probably already subscribed to people that you love. You probably already have favorites, and you're probably not going to gain interest in some dopey girl who's new on the scene, doesn't know what she's doing. Like, there are so many Let's Players that have already made their mark that it feels kind of futile to try. Now, don't get me wrong, I think I was really good at it. That's the truth. I really liked my videos. I thought I was really good at it. But you have to look at the practical side of these things, and it was a practical thing. I didn't have the time, and I wasn't making money, so I had to stop. Should my situation wildly change and I have buckets of time and enough money to not worry about making money from Let's Play videos, then who knows? I'd love to make them again. It was great fun. I love editing because I am very funny now. But yeah, it's a thing. I don't know. I loved making that little animation intro. I was really pleased with that. If anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, look for Dusty Games. It should be on the front page of my channel. It should be like one of the associated links on the side. And check out my highlights video because it was great. It was a lark. Maybe you'll like it. You don't know. You might like it. Try it. My workplace keeps saying social distancing, stay 6 feet apart, and then puts me in an aisle with 2 feet between me and my coworker. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. That's just shit. You should go up to your boss and slap him. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Uh, yeah, that's appalling. Try wearing gloves if you can, like, so then at least then whatever you're touching, your skin is protected. But don't forget to wash your hands afterwards anyway, so that you're absolutely safe. Everybody wash your hands. every single hour. No, like every time it's necessary, wash your hands. Here's how I wash my hands. I don't time it because I want to take my time. I don't want there to be a stopwatch. I want to slow down and enjoy the hand washing. So I get soap on my hands, and then I do in between the fingers like this. Um, and then I get my fingertips and I get in the palms of my hands, and then I do this and kind of squeeze it all over the fingertips and do it the same here as well, really all over. And then I focus on the thumb, get all around the thumb there, like that as well. And then I do the wrist, scrubby, scrubby, scrubby on the wrist. And then that should take care of every nook and cranny of your hands. And then I rinse, obviously. Moisturizer. If you can access moisturizer, it's not essential. It's not as essential as soap, but if you can get moisturizer, that's great because washing your hands this much will probably fuck your hands up a little bit. My skin is kind of cracking a lot. That might just be because I'm a nutcase who can't stop, but like, yeah, if it can be, it's a bit of a luxury purchase, but if you can do it, do it. It's a good idea to do. Da, 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 da. On the bright side, cycling in London has never been safer. I mean, there could be. Okay, I don't want to say anything that's dismissive of real people. How am I going to word this? If there is a better world on the other side of this pandemic, it is a fucking shame that it took a pandemic for us to get there. Because, yeah, we should probably be using better modes of transportation, and just being better to the environment in general. I don't know if that's where you were going with that comment, but it's how I feel. Like the way that apparently oxygen levels have gotten oxygen levels, the cleanness of the air in particularly polluted places typically has it's gotten cleaner. That was a great sentence, but that came straight from my brain into your ears. Shit's getting less polluted because we're indoors more. There we go. And we're not traveling as much. And that's great. I think there could be a lot of good things that happen on the other side of this pandemic. But it shouldn't have taken this to happen. Yeah. I don't just mean environmentally, I mean like socially as well, economically. Yeah, I hope that things improve and we have a healthier, safer world. I hope that people will learn. People in power might have a touch of compassion because it seems like a lot of people in power currently lack that. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Da, 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 da. Laughs and furry. Yeah, you heard my dog thing. Did you hear about this? Yeah, we've got two disgusting blonde idiots. Without the context, that just makes me sound like I'm talking about blonde people being disgusting. No, we're talking about Boris Johnson and Donald Trump being awful racist fuckers. Yeah, it's uncanny. You know what? Most of the time, there's an awful brunette person in power, so let's not make connections to do with her. But anyway, yeah, it's uncanny. Let's hope things change this year. Oh god, that's another thing. This is making this awful for anyone who needs to vote. I hope you can all vote online. Get that guy out of there. He's awful. Obviously. Awful is putting it as mildly as possible. How do you stay focused while working at home? Rarely. um, mainly I mainly focus out of the sincere desire to make something good, um, if I'm managing to focus naturally. But if I'm having trouble focusing and I'm getting really distracted all the time, I use a piece of software called, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. Let me see what it's called. It's called Self Control. I just remembered. Sorry. Uh, so yeah, self control is really useful um, for blocking websites. Um, if you're talking about how do I stay focused in a home environment, you know, with my own colored walls and DVDs and stuff, I don't know. Like I could ignore that pretty easily. But I have a very lovely partner that I live with who is not a distraction and is not a demanding person. So like that's useful as well. The person that I live with is great and cooperative and lets me get on with it. Um, Comfy hedonism stream, yeah, that's what I like. Hedonism all the way. Is there a hedonism like, you know how like you throw up the horns to show your commitment to rock, and then you do that to signify calling someone, and you do all sorts of things. Is there a hedonism hand thing? That'd be nice. I think there should be. Um, but yeah, I'm all about hedonism. As long as it doesn't hurt people, as long as you're not bringing harm to people, just give in to the things that you want. Just do it. Um, what kind of music do you enjoy? That's a great question that I love to answer. I love French house music, especially. Um, all sorts of, I don't think they'd call it EDM, but some people might call it EDM. Um, House music, techno, and electro, um, but all sorts of genres. Yeah, all sorts of genres. I went to an amazing gig on January 31st in London. It was the Ed Banger um, record label Fiesta. And Ed Banger is my favorite record label, and it is run by the guy who used to manage Daft Punk. That'll have gotten your attention. So there was this guy who ran Daft Punk, and then he went off and he made his own record label called Ed Banger. And on that record label is not Daft Punk, but they do have Justice, who are my favorites. I love Justice. And who else? Mid, and DJ Mehdi, God rest his soul. Um, Sebastian, I love Sebastian. Yeah, he played live at the Fiesta. So like, oh, Breakbot, you might have heard of them. If you haven't heard of the other people, he did that song called "Baby I'm Yours." Um, da 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 da. I can't remember the words. I'm sorry, but it's a really good song. So I went to this amazing gig, and there were loads of French people there, and it was just really cool. And I went by myself because I don't have any friends who like to dance. So, no, I have friends who like to dance, but none of them could do it. None of them could make it. So I went on a coach on my own after work at like 6 o'clock, and I turned up at 8:30 in the evening, and I went dancing by myself with all these strangers all night from like 10 o'clock until 5:30 in the morning. It's the wildest thing I've ever done. And then I didn't crash at someone's house or get in a hotel. I just went from the gig to a McDonald's and then to the coach station, and I got on a coach at 7:30 in the morning, and I went home, and it was exhilarating. Now it was pretty scary at the time, but I look back on it with real rose tinted glasses going, oh, what an adventure. It was great. um Scary, but great. The greatest things are often scary. So yeah. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. How is the singing going? It's not been going at all recently because I've been animating, but I've finished animating. So now, not only do I want to do more singing, I would like to do some music production. We'll see. I've been writing songs. We'll see. I'd also really like to learn how to DJ, and I was going to have this DJ crash course um, in a couple of weeks, which has been cancelled, of course. But yeah, my favorite kind of evening out is one that is beautifully mixed. Um, I don't know if any of you have heard of a DJ called Mr. Scruff, but he is an incredible DJ who mixes all sorts of genres together, and I love seeing him. Um, Also, uh, who is it? Soulwax, Radio Soulwax. They do amazing gigs and things like that. I love well mixed music. Going from one track to another, doing things that you wouldn't expect, and it takes you by surprise. Um, so yeah, I want to learn how to DJ. We'll see how singing and music production and DJing goes. It's a whole lot of stuff that I want to try, but I mainly, well, not mainly, but a big reason I want to try this stuff is because it will put me in contact with other people, and I'll get to spend time with other people, supposedly, um, especially while performing, of course. Because animating is really lonely. uh, it's it's very lonely. Like I haven't gotten into any sort of depression over it, but I want to be with people. I am sick and tired of doing a lot of work by myself. It's one thing when I'm working on something for a month by myself and then I put it out, you know. But to do something for months and months and months on your own is isolating. It sucks, and um yeah, so I want to do something that's a little bit more creatively communicative. I don't know. I want to I want to be where the people are, okay? I just want to be with people. Um da 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 do 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 do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just having a look at the chat because I haven't done so in a while. Hey, Ice Scoppy. A huge fan since your Kirby animation. Thanks for hanging out with us. No problem. It's a pleasure to be with you. This is nice. This is nice, and this is also comforting because talking a lot usually wears out my throat, and I was afraid that that is what would happen during this. Because I mean, especially because we're in an epidemic which is kind of focusing on our throat, and I was like, if I do a lot of talking, is this gonna make me start coughing or something? So, but no, I feel fine doing this. This is a good little exercise to make sure I've still got the stamina. Um, yeah, I should do this more often. Hey, Ice Copy. Hello, Afro. Ampharos. Ampharos. Ampharos? It's probably Ampharos. Hello. Um. Have I heard of musician Tom Mitch? I think so. I'll I'll put his number in the Google box and press go. Was that just a sec? Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm looking up Tom Mitch. My Cintiq keyboard is rather aggressively silly. Tom Mish. Tom Mish? Maybe it's coming up with Tom Mish instead of Tom Mitch. Showing results for Tom Mish. Blah, blah, blah. An English musician and producer. SoundCloud. I have not heard of Tom Mish. But perhaps I will check him out later if I have time. Thank you. Any more cooking videos in our hour of discontent? Probably not. I don't know. It would be fun to live stream some cooking. You could see how awful I am in the kitchen with no editing. Just move my laptop in there. That is not outside the realm of possibility. I'm not promising a damn thing, but if I go crazy, I'll be like, I know what will fix my crazy. live streaming cooking. We'll see. Hello, are we just chilling today? Yes. If you're just joining me, I am practicing live streaming because I want to do this with some students of mine, and I've never done this before. So I just wanted to get a hang of the setup and how it works. I will not be doing a student-based live stream on my channel. I'll be doing it on a private channel so that no students get embarrassed or weirded out by what I'm doing. Yes, hello. Hello to everyone who is joining me in this trying time. I'm enjoying this a lot. I'm enjoying blathering on a lot, and I think I will do it again. Um, I doubt people will want to do this every day. I doubt my voice can take this every day. And I'm sure my partner will get me tired, get pretty tired of me jabbering on to myself. So we'll see what I can do. Cool earrings, thank you. I wore them for you. I it sounds like I'm taking the piss, but honestly, before I sat down to live stream, I was like, why don't you doll yourself up and put on some of those fancy earrings that you have so many of? Because I don't get out a lot, but I've got lots of nice fun jewelry, so thank you. Get a close up of that toucan. A toucan. Hmm. What do I teach? I teach animation, as it happens. It's incredible, really, because I didn't ever take a course on animation myself. I am not um educated in any way on animation. I'm entirely self-taught. I did go to university. I did illustration at university. But animation is something I learned at home in my bedroom. And then after a few years of that, I got offered a job teaching it in a university, which is really alarming. um, because when you haven't been taught something properly yourself, you just teach yourself, and then someone else is like, you should teach other people. It's like, I don't know. Can be quite scary, but I've been having a blast. I hope my students like me. I hope my students are enjoying it too. I feel like it's going well. So yeah, I'll be doing a little live stream where we'll just hang out and they'll share their work with me, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. My goodness, it's nearly 10 to 6. Where does the time go? The sun is setting. Look how blue my face is because the lighting is changing. I should have done this earlier. I should have done so many things differently with my life. Let's see. You're so charming. That's kind. I'm jealous because I go put into cringe comp for doing what I do. You get put into cringe compilations. That's a shame. I'm sure you're not cringy. I'm sure you are eager and genuine and sincere. And some people don't respect that or appreciate it, but you are appreciated by the people who matter, I promise. Keep doing whatever it is you're doing, as long as it's not hurting anyone. Do your thing. Teaching is a skill in itself. You can know something but be unable to socially explain how you do it. Yeah, that is definitely something I've been learning. I really enjoy teaching a lot. I really enjoy it. I'm not good, especially, well, I'm not bad, but I don't especially enjoy the standing in front of the class and explaining the thing. Like it can be fine, but that isn't my favorite bit because I feel like I gabble a bit too much and it's over too quickly. But the bit I like the most is getting to talk to students one on one, look at their work, see how they're going, and that always feels really good. I really enjoy that. So that aspect of teaching is great. I think that's something that you get to do more maybe with older students than with young students, and by older and younger students, I mean more at university and college and less at secondary school and primary school. So I don't know. I don't really get to talk about teaching with other people outside of university, apart from my dad. My dad he wasn't a teacher, but he was part of a theatre group at a at our local university, and he was amazing. He was great at teaching that. Da, 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 da. Just showed up. What are you teaching? Animation. Can you believe it? Yeah, it's really cool to teach animation. Um, what kind of shows did you enjoy growing up? Um, Lots of different things. I remember I was obsessed with Friends when I was about 12, and then by the time I was 16, Friends was getting pretty rough, and I was like, but I have a visceral memory of going to Blockbuster every time they released more Friends VHSs, more of those video cassettes of Friends, and my parents just going spare every time I wanted to rent one. And I did that a lot because you would rent a VHS of Friends and it would cost about a fiver. You'd have this VHS for 3 days and it would have 4 episodes on it. Can you imagine paying £5 to watch 4 episodes of Friends? Because that's the thing I did to my parents. No wonder they hated it. Jeez. What other shows did I love? I loved Pokemon. I was addicted to Pokemon growing up. What other shows did I enjoy? My mind is kind of going blank. Generally speaking, over the last decade, if I've ever turned on the television, it was to watch an old episode of The Simpsons on Channel 4. I don't watch a lot of TV. um, I haven't watched New Simpsons, but I trust that it's bad because a lot of people I trust say that it's not great. What other shows did I like watching growing up? Just some normal stuff. I've got Hey Arnold stuck in my head because that was always a really good show. Uh, Spaced. Spaced. If you don't know what Spaced is, it doesn't matter. Go and find it. You'll probably love it. It's not a cartoon. It's a rather more adult show. And it is it was created by Edgar Wright, who directed Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End, and Scott Pilgrim, if you're into that sort of thing, and Baby Driver, if you're into that sort of thing. Watch Spaced. It's relevant. Like it's good. It's I guess Spaced is a show about two 20-something people in the early noughties trying to rent a place together, and that sounds kind of humdrum. That show is nothing. It is not humdrum. It's extremely funny. It's extremely well acted, well produced, and it's a show. Bear with me, with a lot of pop culture references. Now that sounds really hateful and boring, but this was made in a time before shows were full of pop culture references, and it does these references very gracefully and funnily, and I am losing my voice, and in a really inventive way. So I would try it. Look for Spaced. It's an excellent show. If you like the Cornetto trilogy and you've not watched Spaced, boy, do you have a treat in store. Yeah, that was a great show. Holy shit, she's alive. I've always been alive. I never went anywhere. Um, if you ever feel like that about a creator, like, oh my god, they posted something, I thought they were dead. They were probably making something the whole time you thought they were dead. That's 9 times out of 10 the case. So yeah. Da, 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 da. When did you realize you were so good at drawing? Well, that's a good question. You know what? You know what? That just reminded me of something really funny. So, in school, I was always the girl who drew a lot. There that there weren't really any there wasn't really anyone else around me in the various schools that I was in that drew as much as me. And I remember being in secondary school. This is so ludicrous. I remember being in secondary school and I'd been there for 5 years. I was in the final year, so I was like a big, tough, older student now, and there were little students who were 5 years younger than me. And I remember this little girl who came up to me as I was staring out of a window during break. And she said to me, this is all true, she said to me, "Are you the artist?" And I stared out of the window and I said, "You could say that." Which is completely true. That is the thing that happened. And I can't believe it. I'm sorry if I fucked up anyone's ears with the mic. But I just remember. Oh, life. But yeah, I have always loved drawing. Um, yeah, I've always known it's a thing I've got to do with myself. It gives me the pleasure tingles that doing whatever creative thing you've got to do gives you. I still have my membership card from a local video store. Fond memories. Wanted to work there when I grew up as a kid. I remember having those kind of aspirations as a kid. There's a place that you like going and doing some sort of money thing as a kid, like a video store. That's cool, and so you want to be there as an adult. You're a fan of The Simpsons. What are your thoughts on Life in Hell? Assuming you're familiar, I know what Life in Hell is. It's Matt Groening's like rabbit comic. The only one I can specifically remember is the one where it's like 4 panels and the rabbit is stuck in a frozen mask of terror and sadness over the years as I think it's like Democrats keep saying that they have to um compromise on their standards, like in order to get anyone to get anywhere or something like that. I'm probably really butchering what it is. That's the only Life in Hell comic that I recall. I'm sure it's great, it looks great, but it's not something that I've read personally. I should do though. I should do. um I gotta pop off for the rest of my shift. Thank you for joining me. That was really cool of you to join me. I demand a constant outpour of Fortnite funnies. I don't know if you're talking about me doing this every 2 weeks or if you're talking about Fortnite the game, because I do not play. I don't play games. I certainly haven't played Fortnite. Directed by David Lynch. You talking about my whole life? Uh, Your laughing brightens up this awful week. You're very sweet. I'm glad. I'll try and come here more often because I'm very much enjoying this. I keep tea or lemon water if I'm going to be live streaming for my throat. I love green tea with a slice of lemon or a drop of lemon juice if I can't get a lemon. So yeah, I agree. In fact, I should probably drink something because how long have I've been doing this for over an hour? Is this gonna like take up space on the internet? What am I saying? I feel I don't even have like a normal video that's this long and I've just been jabbering on for ages. This is a very surreal experience. Am I good at this? I feel like I'm good at it. um we'd love to see you more often. Thank you. I'd love to do this more often. Join me again. It's really fun. Chai tea. Um I don't green tea is the only kind of tea I've ever enjoyed, but um I've got chai powder in my cupboard, and I used to, when I was a coffee barista, I used to make chai lattes for customers, and they seemed really nice. Like you take the chai powder and then you steam the milk and you stir it in, and ooh, it's nice. But you don't just have to have chai powder with hot milk. You can have it with cold milk, and it's like a little strange milkshake. Like, try that. I know that wasn't your question. I'm just going off on the things that I like because that's what I do best. Um, this is super entertaining. Well, that's very kind of you, Iron Boots. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're entertained. It's super entertaining for me as well because I love to hear the sound of my own voice. You're nailing it. Great. How do people like this angle, this kind of profile thing? Because most people have, when they do their live stream, it's like face on, and they're like, "Oh, I'm looking at the conversation right now." Like it's like that. I like it like this because it means that I get to do dramatic looks over my shoulder. I currently have, so I've got my Cintiq over here on one little table. This is how wobbly my little table is. I'm sitting on my sofa, and my laptop is currently on a stool. So and so is my mic. That's on a second stool. So welcome to my extremely professional setup. I should take a picture of it later, and I'll put it on my Twitter. Speaking of which, I should bump my Twitter post about this so more people can join. Da, 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 da. I'm just doing that right now. Whenever I change tabs, because the tab that I've had open is just the live stream tab, but I've changed it to the Twitter one, I'm afraid that I've like deleted the whole live stream. But boy howdy, streaming sure does slow down my computer. It's making my computer freak out a bit. So bear with me while I bump this live stream up my Twitter. Don't take that out of context. I've retweeted it. Did you like my song? It'll be on my new album. But I've been writing songs. I've not recorded anything. But yeah, I've been writing songs because I've been feeling very slutty. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Writing songs isn't about being a slut. It kind of is. It's not. It's fine. Maybe that's just what it is about for me. uh I'm just checking my Facebook posts. This is rude of me. I shouldn't be looking at Facebook while I'm live streaming. I hope all of you are keeping in contact with your families and friends virtually while we're all going through this, because my family and I we all talk to each other on a shared Facebook chat, and it's great. It's really great. It can feel like we're closer than ever, even though like we've always spoken on a Facebook group chat, but now it feels like more intense because every morning we're like, how are y'all doing? Oh, this is a scary situation. Oh, no, I'm not going to get down. I'm not going to get down. Keep in contact with your family and friends. If you can make little group chats, with people who it's appropriate to make group chats with, do that. And then every morning you can be like, rise and shine, people. How are you all doing today? That's how I like to start the day, because it's good to keep updated, keep checking in with people. Not everybody needs to be checked in all the time. That can get annoying for some people, but it's good. Do I like sweet foods? Sweet foods are my favorite kind of foods. Oh, my voice is really going. I need to have a sip of water. Just bear with me for a second. Excuse me. Just dribbling all over myself there. Enjoy it. I love sweet food, and I cannot lie. I've always been a chocoholic, whatever that is. I've always loved chocolate. But in my maturity, I have moved on from milk chocolate to dark chocolate as my favorite. Milk chocolate is still yummy, but it's quite overpoweringly rich to me. Whereas dark chocolate, it's it's rich but not in a sickly way. That's the difference. And I love Lindt dark chocolate bars because they have loads of different flavors. If you're not familiar, open up another tab right now and Google Lindt chocolate flavors, and you'll like find all these like multicolored bars like full of different fruits and nuts and salted caramel and all sorts of things. It's my favorite. I love that. Yeah, they always feel like a luxury purchase every time you get them. I love that. What other? I mean, if you've seen my cooking videos, you'll know I love sweet food. You're silly. I love cheesecake. Don't take that out of context. What else? What other lovely sweet things do I like? I mean, I just love all sorts of sweet things. I don't eat sweets that much. Do Americans just call sweets candy? But sometimes Americans refer to chocolate bars as candy as well. When I hear the word candy, I think of like hard-boiled sweets and sour sweets and Haribo and Starburst and stuff like that. Those are sweets. That's what candy is to me. Um, I really love Starburst actually. Now that I think about it, um, I love to get. This is something my brothers used to do when they were younger. It was disgusting. You get a pack of Starburst or Opal Fruits, as they used to be called, and you unwrap all of them and get them all out, and then you mash them together and make a big, gross apple. You just mash all the Starburst together, and then you take a big old bite. Hum. It's like all your fruit at once. Try it. We have to do things like that to get through this trying time. I said it like that because the words trying time were like capitalized. What else? It's nice, a bit more familiar. We're chilling on the couch with you. Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like. I have a. I don't know how this is gonna sound. Like in my hedonistic kind of selfie aesthetic, I do like to kind of throw myself around and lounge all over the place because it's all about that aesthetic of like we're together. Ooh, like it's awful to admit, but it is the truth because that like it kind of makes a person looking at a photo like that. And I'm saying that because this is how I feel when I see other people photographed like that. It makes you feel, oh, I'm having some sort of intimate moment with this person. Me and this photographed person, we are like together in this private space. So like, yeah, hanging out on the sofa like this, it's like, yeah, we're just chilling. Like, does this count as parasocial? I don't know. I don't know, because parasocial is like someone making videos and they don't contact you and you don't contact them. Well, sorry, someone making videos, they don't contact you, but you are absorbing what they're doing, and like it feels like you're having some sort of one-way relationship. What is this? I don't know. I probably shouldn't talk about parasocial things because I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'll give people like wrong ideas of what it means to have a parasocial relationship. You're fun to listen to while I fold clothes. I'm glad someone's being productive because I sure ain't. But I'm glad you're enjoying this. Um, why are you folding clothes at a time like this? Give yourself a break. Like, come on. Just shove it in there. Shove it in the drawers. You can see how I live. The trumpet music you just did have my daughter dancing. That's so lovely. I'll try and keep that in mind for whenever I get a little bit sidetracked and start singing without thinking. Lint dark chocolate is just gorgeous. I know. I'm glad you agree. Iron boots. Whoa. Oh, talking this much is making my throat go. Just want to appreciate the xenomorph with the party horn gag from your alien cartoon. Next level comedy. Thank you. I feel finally recognized and appreciated in my time. uh yeah, that was my favorite things to animate. In fact, I googled that joke basically before I animated it because I was like, surely someone has drawn this. Surely, because party blowers are essentially like an alien tongue. Like but yeah, that was fun to animate. Oh, was that like 4 or 5 years ago? I'm gonna look on my channel and just see how long ago that was. Because it's coming up to the anniversary of it. I believe I released it in an April. Um, Using the computer right now, because this is an old laptop, is going quite slowly because I've never live streamed before, and my laptop is probably thinking, what are you doing? I'm too old for this. Last time I took my Mac to a Genius bar, they were like, you've been using this a lot. So this old girl's seen better days. I bought it like secondhand as it was. I could see the thumbnail of this live stream on the front page of my channel, and the lighting is completely different. It's much brighter. Okay, 29 watching. Thank you. It's so nice to hang out with 29 people without risking our lives. Okay, what was I doing? I was looking for my alien cartoon. 4 years ago. My goodness. I'm just gonna turn the sound down and click on the video itself so that I can check what date it was. It was April 24th, 2015. God, this video is nearly 5 years old. Hey, if you like the Alien franchise and you have not watched my Alien cartoon, you should watch my Alien cartoon. You don't have to do it right now, but keep it in mind because I spent a long time doing it. I find, oh, is it funny? I don't know, but whatever. Check it out if you have time later. Ah, we have reached the end of the chat. So, with that in mind, I'm going to do some drawing. I'm gonna draw. I'm not gonna put what I'm drawing on the screen. I'm just gonna hang out. Da, 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 da. So if you have any questions, if you want to keep chatting, then please do. Please do keep chatting. Just gonna chill. Just gonna hang out. I wonder if I can put on. I don't think I'm allowed to put on music on this, am I? Like background music, otherwise I'll get like sued very much. Alien 3 could have been a good time, but it wasn't a good time. Mystery drawing. It is a mystery drawing because I'm designing something. If you're only just joining me, you might not have heard me mention this before, but I've been animating for the past year, and I finished that animation but last week, and it will be uploaded onto a channel which you are likely to be familiar with. And the day that it will be uploaded is, presuming nothing goes wrong, April 10th. So keep your eyes on the skies or whatever. Like, put it in your diary so you don't forget. April 10th, new content from me. And let me just tell you, it's really good. I made something really good, so I want you to watch it. I would not fucking boast about it if I didn't mean it. It's far and away the best thing I've ever animated. It's what can I say about it without spoiling it? I'm thinking. I'm not going to say anything except that it's good and you should look at it. Yeah. Are you in England? Nice weather we are having. It is nice weather we're having. I'm hoping it's not making people want to run outside like idiots and hang out together. General public service announcement: don't hang out with your mates in the park or anywhere else. Stay in your homes. Look outside of the window. I know it's depressing, but we've all got to stay patient and just sit this out, and then we can enjoy summer once this is over. Okay? Don't be selfish out there. I wasn't talking to the person who made that comment. I wasn't trying to berate them. I'm sure you're being sensible. But anybody else watching this who's thinking of making a little risk, don't. We've just got to be patient right now. Have you seen the Thing, the 80s version? The 80s version? The Thing! You're talking about The Thing? John Carpenter's The Thing. Yes, I've seen John Carpenter's The Thing. It's a great movie. It's pretty gross. I don't really go for gross out movies. It's not really a gross out movie. It just has some sincere, horrible stuff. But yeah, I've watched that. Great dog acting. Really good dog. That was a good dog. Imogen, I love you and your art. Thank you. Thank you. It's another username with a lot of consonants. Lot of saucy consonants just crammed together. I like your style. I like it so much that I'm going to respect it and not try to say it. But thank you very much. I hope you're having a good day. Did just join and also woo! Thank you, JC. Nick Isfield says, I'm in Utah, big storm coming here. Stay safe. Hopefully that will encourage people to stay indoors. How big a storm are we talking? Hope it's not a dangerous storm. Let it be a marvelous surprise. Yes. Yes. There's something I kind of want to say about my animation. Without spoiling it, it's quite tender. Let's put it that way. Watch it if you feel like being tender. There we go. I'm not going to say anything more. I'm sorry if that's really vague. When I say tender, I don't mean like in a sexual way. I mean in an emotional way. It's emotionally tender. Is it Sonic kissing Mario for 2 hours animation? How did you know? That is exactly the tender kind of content I want to make. It's my initials. You got a lot of names. Punjabi Colors is sending me smileys and pineapples, and now lots of apples. I love that. I love that. If you want to send me emojis, go right for it. Hand holding. Don't do hand holding right now. Don't hold people's hands. Like, hold your own hand and stand across a park from somebody else. Like that's what you can do. I've cried quite a bit recently. Will it continue the trend? That's all I'm gonna do. Palm trees and flowers and waves and turtles. That's very pleasant. That's very pleasant. I'm getting quite peckish now, if I'm honest. I should probably eat something nice and hot. But I don't know if the live stream stops if I walk away and put something in the oven. I made a sandwich earlier and I put it in the fridge. Because I'll be right back. I'll be back in literally a minute. Just keep the chat going so this live stream doesn't suddenly end or whatever. It's a sandwich. I put it on a plate and then I put it and the plate in the fridge. So now I have a cold plate with a cold, stale sandwich. You know, isolation does things to the mind, to the appetite, to temperaments. I am under a blanket. I am under a duvet because that's just how I like to be generally. Under a nice duvet. Hot chocolate and French toast with cinnamon. Oh, that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? I hope no one minds that I'm eating. I didn't think of that. Like, I'm not right next to my mic. Am I making disgusting noises while I eat? I hadn't thought of this. I'm gonna take another bite because I'm very peckish. I like birds. Birds are good. I love animating flying things, especially. Better than no sandwich, am I right? Yeah, it's a good sandwich. It's just Laughing Cow, which is cream cheese if you don't know. I love Laughing Cow. It's great. In fact, I'll be right back. Right back. I'm barely leaving. I really love Laughing Cow, the cheese. Um, and ages ago, I ordered myself a pair of Laughing Cow earrings. Now I've lost one of them since I ordered them, but I've still got this one. Um, Maybe I should put it in uh, to honor the sandwich that I'm eating. You've had some fun time looking at the toucan, but now it's time for the cow. I'm gonna put that in. Can I do? I've got my live stream like directly in front of my face. Can I do this? Like just looking at that. Ow, 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 ow. Maybe not. Ow, that really hurt. Come on. This probably isn't a nice thing to look at, actually, now that I think about it. You just come onto a live stream to see a woman stab herself in the ear. Bear with me just a sec. You know when you're trying to put in an earring and sometimes it just won't? Come on. I've come this far. Oh. I did it. There we go. Laughing cow. Moo. Now I shall continue with my sandwich. This is content. This is content. It is. Eating stream now. It's quality content. It's gone 6 o'clock. Eat something. Or drink something. Or vape. I don't vape, but if you vape, do that. Have a nice 6:30 vape. I suppose it isn't 6:30 wherever you might be. I'm eating too, having some corn dogs. I have never had corn dogs. I don't think they're readily available in the UK, unless I'm very much mistaken, but I would like one because they sound very nice. I have a bird on my shoulder now. Or do you have pet birds? My brother and sister-in-law, they have pet birds. Two little budgies, and they're the cutest. They're very sweet. Their names are Pebble and Nephos. They're really cute. Um, uh, I made a short animation last month wherein one character is a succubus. Idle flight loop took more time to do than the rest of the cartoon altogether. Those impressive shots, you just want to pour all your time into them, and they can really make things bad. Cows in the chat! I love cow. I get those cows in the chat. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. I am. I hope you're okay too. I hope you're all washing your hands. I hope you're all practicing social distancing and all of that. Don't have sneaky little adventures outside to meet up with friends, because that's fucked up. Don't do that. Stay at home and be virtual and be good to each other, because the faster that we all stay at home and have some patience, the sooner we can get this all over with and we can get onto our hot girl summer, which we all want. Or whatever it is you want. I want a hot girl summer, trust me. A parrot named Piccolo. Piccolo? I call him Pickle. That's very cute. Is he green by any chance? I have to drop out to handle a conference call shortly. There's someone who's mature enough to have a conference call watching this. That's amazing. Have a great conference call. Thank you for joining me for so long. That's really cool of you, Toaster. It's a great name and a nickname for a parrot. It is. I love this. I love this. You're just talking to each other. It's like a chat room from when I was 11. I love that. Oh, just talk to each other. That's just darling. I love bringing people together, you know. I wonder if there's anyone who's just joining who's like, is this some weird fetish live stream where we watch a woman eat a sandwich? Yes. Is that your thing? It can be. This is what Club Penguin should have been. Yeah. I never used Club Penguin. It's 11:26 since I'm in the middle of Russia, but I will eat something now, thanks. I always do what streamers say to me. I will say this to you. Do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself at any time. Pets freaking love the quarantine. Yeah. We don't have any pets here in this house. My mum and dad have a dog. They have to keep walking the dog. They go out just one at a time with the dog to a place where there's no one else. But I fear for them. But they're very careful. They make sure they stay way away from everyone else and they don't touch anything aside from the dog. And the dog's shit. See, that's the irony, isn't it? Like, like we're very much encouraged not to touch surfaces, which I support. I'm not trying to take the piss. But when I think about going out to walk the dog, it's like, make sure you don't touch any surfaces that other people might have touched because it might have COVID-19 on them. Okay? Remember to pick up your dog's shit, though. It's a funny old world, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, they're very careful. I'm like praying for their safety every day. Any of you with older relatives, make sure they stay as safe as possible. I don't have a tablet, so I use paper to animate instead. I want a tablet though. Yeah, tablets are great. I have a Cintiq. I used to have a tablet, but I don't think I could ever go back. Cintiqs are the best. It sounds like I'm doing a brand deal. I'm not. Yeah. How's the lighting? Is this unpleasant to look at? Like I'm all blue and ghoulish now. The thumbnail for this video in the subscription inbox looks lovely and sunny, and I just look like a ghoul. I don't know. Who's watching? We've got 40 people watching. If you're watching this, you're very nice. Hi. Thank you for joining us. It's wonderful to have lots of people here together. Very aesthetic. I suppose it's kind of I suppose it's kind of aesthetic. What would that sentence mean? Like, there's blue, purpley lighting involved, generally, is what aesthetic means these days. Hi, Imogen, you're such a pleasant, talented, and hilarious gal. Oh, thank you. What's your name? Lincoln Link. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you to say. I try. I like the ghoulish light. Okay. Well, let's not worry then. Let's not worry. Nana's on lockdown. Keep him safe. Yep. Keep them inside. I mean, this is the annoying thing because if you have a dog and you're supposed to be indoors, it's like, do you make your dog suffer because you have to stay at home? It's awful. Now, thankfully, the park that my mum and dad can go to is generally really deserted, so let's hope it stays that way. But yeah, it's rough because I don't it's not simply what if she gets too close to or what if someone gets too close to her, but like what if someone is awful to one of my parents outside and starts harassing them because just people just love to be trolls, or start shaming them. And I understand, yeah, it's this is such an impossible situation for like all of us in a myriad of different ways. I think every single person in the world has got their own wild personal challenge to overcome with regards to this. Um, as well as trying to survive. Like it's crazy, but everyone's got a lot to deal with. Like there are people who have to walk a dog, there are people who have to look after their children, there are people who have to stay in a home which just sucks and is an awful place to be. There are people who can't afford rent. It's just it sucks for everyone in so many different ways, and we should all be here to listen to each other, um, and support each other if we can. Um, Suspiria. I do not know what Suspiria is. I'm going to Google Suspiria. If you will bear with me, let me type that in the Google book. Or is it Superior? I can't even remember what the word was. I've got such a bad memory. Suspiria. Suspiria. Horror thriller. Oh. I love when you Google Suspiria. One of the first questions under people also ask is, what is the point of Suspiria? I don't even know what this thing is, but that was just really funny. What's the image search like? Well, there's a lot of blood. I don't know what you're talking about. Lots of blood looking well, it's not blood, it's all ribbons. Looks like some sort of dance thing? I don't know. I'm sure whatever you're talking about and whatever moment you're having, it's really valid and cool. I support it. Just dropping by while eating a cup of chocolate ice cream, procrastinating from work. You're a fantastic artist. Thank you, William Robinson. That's very kind of you. Enjoy your ice cream. I've got some chocolate ice cream. I should eat that. That's what I should eat next on the live stream. Just eat loads of half ready things, like half a sandwich and half a tub of ice cream. Perfect. And it's Ben and Jerry's, so the cow kind of goes. I did part to make pancakes. Good stream. I hope you make your new project in short order. Thank you for joining us, Kaiju Turtle. Aren't we allowed to go for a walk once a day? You are allowed to go for a walk once a day in the UK. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know about other places. Yeah, she's legally allowed to go out for a walk. My parents are legally allowed to go out for a walk. It's just so scary. The idea that if she's outside, she could come into contact with a surface with the germs on it. It's unlikely in a park, but I don't know, maybe on like a kissing gate you have to open in order to walk through or something. Or that someone might come up and try to hurt her. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. Why would I bring that up? That's awful. I'm not talking about that. I'm sorry. I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at myself. I'm just saying the most awful things I can possibly think of, and I mustn't think of them. Let's breathe together. Let's breathe calmly together. Just imagine a nice shape, whatever shape you like, and just imagine how nice that shape is and how calming it is. A nice circle, maybe. I'm thinking of a nice circle. Okay, that's better. I'm gonna carry on looking at the chat now. I'm still delivering pizza during the quarantine. You're a hero. I mean that. The bright side is the tips are larger and more plentiful lately. Get it. Make that paper. Make sure you're always doing things hygienically. A lot of people are depending on you for that. But that's really good that you're keeping on. A fab movie, the new one especially. Okay. Well, if I get the chance to watch it, I'll try. Braver than any us US. I said us, but US Marine. Yeah, truly. You really are on the front lines if you're doing food delivery or if you're with the public in any way for an essential job. You really are on the front lines, and it's really cool of you. Um, The original had very colourful lighting, is what I was going at. Yeah, I thought so. I didn't see any purple pictures, but I gathered that's what you meant. You should have some. Maybe I will. Kissing Gate, yeah. Yeah, that's what they're called. Maybe you already know that, but like, yeah, those. It's like a weird kind of. How do I even describe it? Like, you kind of walk halfway through a gate, and there's a door within it, and you have to pull it, push it away, and walk it. It's complicated. I'm sure if you like look up YouTube videos of Kissing Gate, you'll see, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I wouldn't be able to explain that. A kissing gate would make a really great prompt on Drawful, on Jackbox Drawful. Does anyone play Jackbox Drawful? Because a kissing gate would be a really good prompt. Greetings from Korea. Hi. Hi there. Junghwan Choi? I hope I didn't butcher your name. Thank you so much for saying hi. I hope you're doing all right. Um, Alison. Oh, I imagined a kiss for a pass. Oh, so you didn't know. Maybe that's how it started. I don't know. You should Google it. Why don't you research what a kissing gate is? Because I don't know. You can research the origins and you can come back and tell us, and you can be the star of the chat. Sorry. But yeah, find out what it is. Kissing gate is complicated. Got it. Yeah. Not at all. You nailed it. Spider kiss. You know, no, I didn't watch the scene from Spider-Man where they had the upside down kiss, but I did listen to the soundtrack recently because Danny Elfman knows how to do it. Danny Elfman's so good. Is anyone else familiar with Danny Elfman? The works of Danny Elfman? He did a lot of Tim Burton soundtracks, including Edward Scissorhands' Batman. I think he did Batman. Possibly Batman Returns, and other things probably. But he did the Spider-Man soundtrack for the Tobey Maguire films. I'm just thinking about Tobey Maguire now as Spider-Man. They're very different from the Tom Holland films. Very different, but they have a a charm to them which is completely their own. If you love Tom Holland as Spider-Man, so do I. I think he's great. Tobey Maguire is also great. They're very different. If you're asking why I'm not talking about Andrew Garfield, that's because I haven't watched those Spider-Man films because I heard they were kind of naff. I don't know. Danny Elfman is brilliant. Nightmare Before Christmas is a regular listen while studying for me. That's some dramatic stuff to listen to, but yeah, that film. You know what? I get really annoyed about Nightmare Before Christmas because it's like a really kind of, it feels like a really overrated film. It feels like completely overexposed, and it's been in Hot Topic for years and years and years, and you're like, oh, Nightmare Before Christmas, and then you watch it and it's so good. The annoying thing about The Nightmare Before Christmas is that movie is so fucking good, actually. And you just have to accept it. You just have to accept that all the goth kids, all the scene kids, all the emo kids, they got it. Like, it really is just that good. It's such a quality film. I was told as a kid that they were called kissing gates because you could block them from being opened, and the price for allowing them to be opened was a kiss. That is not okay. No. No. Danny Elfman did The Simpsons. Yes, he did the theme tune for The Simpsons. Did he do all the music for The Simpsons? I guess that would make sense, but God, what a great theme tune. Spider Kiss was reference to Game Grumps. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I remember now. That was a thing. Sorry. Anybody seen the Tobey Maguire sexual lobster video? No, I've not. Not seen that. Men in Black 2. Oh yeah. Dun 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 dun. That's all I remember from it, but it's really good. Whew. Now that I've gotten to the end of the chat, can I draw something? I've been working on something. I've been working on something in relation to the animation, which rhymes. Like a design, let's say, and I've more or less finished it, and I'm just, if there's any artists watching this, I have a question. Do you also like kind of just gazing at your own work when you've nearly finished it and going, ah, because I like it. Oh, your streaming is awesome. Thank you. It sounds like you're mocking me, but I'll assume you're not. Thank you very much. I used to confuse Toby Maguire with Steve from Blue's Clues. That is a show for American children, and I'm a UKer. No, I'm kidding. I've not watched Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues. Um, I rewatch your Alien 3 video all the time. Oh, that's very sweet of you because nobody else is watching it. Just kidding. Um, ah, it is my dream that one day Sigourney Weaver herself will watch my Alien 3 cartoon. I would love it if she saw it. Is Sigourney Weaver on Twitter? That's the question. I'm going to look. I'm going to look and see if Sigourney Weaver is on Twitter. Probably not. She's got so much more dignity than that. Sigourney. She must be the first Sigourney. If she's on Twitter, she'll be the first Sigourney to pop up in the search. My computer's going very slowly right now. Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Beaver? No. Is that... I don't think any of these people are Sigourney Weaver. That might be my favourite thing I've said in a while. I don't think Sigourney Weaver's on Twitter, if you could believe that. So, of course, a follow-up question is Sigourney Weaver on Instagram? I also doubt that she is, but let's take a peeky pie. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I closed my Instagram tab for a moment. I'm on Instagram, by the way. If you're not following me, you should be, because my Instagram is good. I've got a good Instagram. My Instagram is Imogens underscore cool underscore pics. You'll find it. You'll like it. I'm good at Instagram. If you like weird drawings and random videos and slutty selfies, you'll love it. Right. Sigourney. I hope you're all excited by my Sigourney Weaver adventure. Sigourney. Show me. Sigourney. Ooh. Is that her? Sigourney Weaver official. Official Ellen Ripley actress nature protector. I can't tell if this is genuine or not. There isn't a tick. There isn't a tick. And 26.7 thousand followers. It's so hard to tell whether people are who they appear to be. Perhaps she is on Twitter. I can't tell. I can't tell if this is... I can't tell if these pages are really hers or not. It's so difficult because they're just loads of photos and no like statements. There's no statements being like, I am Sigourney Weaver and I will be at Thing today. Come and see me at this convention. Would Sigourney Weaver still do conventions? It seems like that might be beneath her. That sounds really rude. But she's Sigourney Weaver, you know. I don't know. Whatever. Well, where was I going with this? I wish you'd see my work. I'd love it if Sigourney Weaver could look at my animation. Because then she could be like, yes, I endorse this as canon. Because I think she would. I remember seeing an interview from her about Alien 3 being like, I wasn't so hot on how dismal it was. I remember her saying that a while back. I gaze with satisfaction at my art too. Yes. Guilty. Send it to her. Yeah, I'll try. I'll send it to those accounts that I just saw, and we'll see if it's her or not. Um, I won an artist, maybe was an artist from kindergarten through college, but I dropped it when I realized I have to do realistic art classes to get to the stuff I cared about. Bless you. Let me tell you something. I always drew whatever I wanted throughout school, throughout secondary school, and then um, I got to college, which if you're in America, you'll call high school. So yeah, I was 17, 16, 17, 18 at college. And I did art there, and I hated it. Um, we were being taught how to paint in an interesting way, like kind of looking at the old masters of painting. That's fine. I don't have anything against that. But the teachers were the most clinical, anal, uncreative, and unencouraging fuckers you've ever met. I don't think I've sworn in a while on this stream, but uh, they were awful guys. Well, they weren't awful guys, but they weren't great teachers. And I wasn't impressed. They didn't make me excited to do what I was supposed to do. And a good teacher will make you excited to do what it is you're supposed to do. Or at least they'll do their best. And they were just kind of berating and that. And I remember I have a very specific memory of like just drawing in my own style something else, not related to the class. It was just out on the table. And one of the teachers saw it and they kind of sneered at it and stuff because I'm inspired by anime. What a crime! And they were like, "Oh, I bet you follow some sort of tutorial and you do everything the same way." And I was like, "What is it that you do? You teach." And I'm learning what I mean. For one thing, the irony is I never really took any notice of like how to draw anime tutorials. I just kind of did whatever I wanted. Um, but yeah, unpleasant, an unpleasant experience. And I wanted to do more kind of imaginative stuff. I guess I didn't appreciate what they were trying to tell me, but they weren't encouraging me to get excited. They were just horrible. Um, but you dropped out. That's well, if it's what you believe was right for you, then okay. But you don't have to stop making things. If you've stopped making things, that is a great shame. I want you to keep making things if you want to. And there are loads of resources online that you can use to help improve your art and help get you into things that you want to do. I mean, the thing about creating really good art is that at some level you do have to be observational from reality, which is how you can make really relatable content. I mean, that's a kind of clinical, sad way of putting it, but if you can observe from the world around you, then that's where that Ghibli magic happens. Like, no one thinks of Ghibli movies like looking like they're real, really, but the behavior of things and the way things act and move, that is all observed from reality. A lot of it is observed from reality, and that's why these films have so much charm. So if reality and observing from reality has kind of put you off getting creative, please don't let that put you off because it'll enhance your work. You don't have to draw photorealistic art to make beautiful art which reflects reality. So keep going, keep making things if you can, please. It's really important that you do. Um, Sorry, I went off on a bit of a tangent there. Uh, hey, you're pretty good at animating. Thank you, Charles. That's really kind of you. I think that I might be a fan account or something. Yeah, that's probably right. Oh, hello, you're live. Hello, Grey Guts. It's nice of you to join us. If you're just joining us, I'm streaming because I'm practicing streaming because I want to do a live stream for some students soon, which I will not do on this channel because it should be a private thing, really. But yeah, this is really enjoyable, and I should definitely do this again, provided it doesn't drive my partner insane. Me just talking for over 2 hours. I've been doing this for over 2 hours. The sun has basically set at this point. It's crazy. Um, Primary school teachers are spineless swines. Whoa! Same as my primary school teachers were. Spineless swines, cemented minds, if you ask me. Ooh! That's pretty twisted. uh, if primary school teachers are bad, that's kind of tragic because that's a really key developing time in your life when you want to look up to adults around you. Primary school teachers like need to be on the ball. All teachers do, but yeah. This is a pleasant surprise. Hello, 42 J Wiener. Thank you for joining us. You are a treasured guest. Yes, it's good to be streaming. Food in Ghibli films always makes me so hungry. And no, it's good. It's funny because food in Ghibli films kind of looks good. It also looks kind of rubbery. You know what I mean? A lot of things in Ghibli films, or is it Ghibli? Sorry, Ghibli films. Um, they look like they're made of rubber. It's funny. Like the way that things have highlights in Ghibli films makes them look kind of thick and plasticky. It's funny. Or really sweaty. It's like and wet. There's a strange kind of texture in Ghibli films, which is it makes them very distinctive. Thank you for joining us. Objection. Hope you have a good day. So shiny. You're right. It's very shiny food. Yeah. The shininess of the food makes me think it's full of grease or something. But to be fair, food that is full of grease is generally really yummy. So that's probably why it gets us, because it's all shiny, covered in sugar and fat and that. Mm. I should probably stop doing this at some point if I want to get anything in my life done. But I'm having so much fun. I tell you what, I'll go for another 18 minutes, and that will take us to 2.5 hours, which is. I've spent the last year working on an animation, and it's finished, and it will be coming to a channel near you, most likely a channel you're familiar with, on April 10th. April 10th. Put it in your diary. Um, Socially distance so that you can stay alive and watch my video. But seriously, like, yeah, it's, and I wouldn't say this if I didn't mean it. It's really good, so you'll enjoy it. I promise. Yeah, I'm very excited for it to come out. Stream forever. It's fine. I've got to save my voice. We're all terrified about our throats and our lungs, and I need to look after them, or I'm gonna get paranoid. Just gonna check my Facebook for a second because my family's there, and I want to check that I haven't missed any messages from them. Keep in touch with your families. Make little group chats with them if you can while we're going through this. It's really useful to be able to keep in contact all at once. Whether it's your genetic family or your found family, stay in contact with them. Because being in isolation, it can be bad for the mind, bad for the soul. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good to get away, be a bit of a hermit. But sometimes, especially in times of uncertainty, that's the big word that everybody's using. In this time of uncertainty, I've got a lot of emails from companies like Sainsbury's and Tesco and DFS and God knows what saying, "Hello, valued customer. In this time of uncertainty, we would like to say," but I guess that is what it is. do 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 do. Thanks for the supportive words regarding art. That's just fine. Don't really have time for art anymore because there are so many good games to play. Do what you want to do. You want to play games? Play games. It's cool. But you can still go back to art whenever you want. It'll never be too late. I love changing nicknames just to mess with people. That's very naughty. Has there ever been a time of certainty? Hmm. That's a good. That's a good question. I mean, right before this time wasn't a time of certainty because we didn't know this shit was going to happen. So, ugh, it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, Seeing as we'll be wrapping up soon, I guess I will remind everyone, as good old Auntie Imogen, you should all be staying indoors, or at least staying at home. You can still go into your gardens or whatever, but like, stay at your homes. Practice good hygiene. Wash your hands. I will, in fact, demonstrate to all of you. I did this earlier in the stream, but I'll do it again. Wash your hands super thoroughly. So I'll show you how I wash my hands. I don't time it because I like it to go on as long as it needs to go on for. But it's important to get into all those nooks and crannies. So, like, first I kind of go between my fingers like that, and on the back of the hands as well. Get all lathered up, and then we want to do the fingertips. So, kind of scrunch your fingertips up and put it in your palm, and then you can kind of squeeze your fingers like that as well. And don't forget your thumbs. So, get right around your thumb as well. Get to that tip of that thumb, and then the last thing to do is to focus on your wrists. Lovely, and that should have taken care of every nook and cranny on your hands. Gotta think of other advice. So yeah, stay at home. If you have an essential job you have to go to, you're a fucking hero. I hope you get a pay rise. I hope that your employers give you some sort of protection, like gloves, masks, whatever you need. I hope that they put in place rules that people should give you distance. It sucks what you have to do. But other than that, stay at home, stay virtual with your friends and family, support each other like that, because it's really important for us to support each other and talk. I like to talk to my family on group chat every day. Each morning we say good morning to each other, we ask each other how we are. If anyone gets symptoms, remain calm and call whatever healthcare number that you need to call. In the UK, you call, I believe, the NHS 111 number, and they will give you advice. They are there for you. Do not panic. Talk to them. They're there for you to look after you and give you advice. Other safety tips. If you are going outside because you have to go shopping, this especially counts if you have to go into a shop or go on public transport, you know, places with surfaces that might have the COVID virus around. Wear a coat, wear trainers, and then when you get home, carefully take these things off and throw them in the wash. Trainers will be able to handle being in the washing machine a lot better than any other kind of shoes. Yeah, wear a coat so that that protects the rest of your outfit and your skin and that. I know this sounds kind of crazy, like it almost sounds like I'm talking about a hazmat suit, but if you can take this precaution, why not? Just do it. Like, I would not want to sit on a bus right now. Wear gloves. You can get PVC gloves in packs. I've got a pack of 20 that you can get from Sainsbury's or Tesco or wherever if you don't have gloves like that. Wear gloves that you would normally wear when it's cold. So if you're wearing PVC gloves when you return home, carefully take them off, first by gripping the middle of the glove and pulling it off. Put it right in the bin, and then take 2 fingers and slip them under the wrist of the glove. Take it off and put it in the bin, right down in the bin. And then wash your hands anyway. I know you were just wearing gloves, but wash your hands anyway. Be super safe. And if you were wearing ordinary gloves that you would wear when it's cold, throw those in the wash as well. And when you come home, think carefully. If you've got disinfectant, good. Think carefully about any surfaces you might have just touched on your way getting in, and give everything a quick spray. I know this sounds it sounds nuts, but I'm not advising as any sort of professional. I am imparting to you what I do. I guess we'll see if it works. Like, I'm just doing whatever I can. Um, so yeah. What else? What else? I have been wearing a mask recently, just like an ordinary kind of surgical mask. Um, Not because I think it gives you any protection, because I really don't think it does, but it can signify to other people that you are taking this seriously. And two, it might make people give you a bit of a wide berth. So, worth it. And we should all be giving each other a wide berth. And if that's what it takes, maybe do that. Like, if you look sick, people probably aren't going to want to go up to you. So, like, if it's an option, why not try it? What else? What else? What else? What else have I been doing? I've been doing all sorts of nuts things. Oh, as like ordinary, stay at least 6 feet away from other people at every opportunity. Um, be nice in the shops. Don't be selfish. Don't panic buy loads of toilet paper, because this isn't dysentery, okay? We're not shitting more than normal. We're shitting normal, okay? So you don't need loads of toilet paper. Just get one pack. Um, Move carefully. Be kind. What else? Thank the people that are still going to work and doing work for you, as long as you don't have to get too close to them. Like, say thank you for what you're doing. You deserve more. You're doing an amazing job. Whatever it is you want to say, thank them, because they deserve it. Um, what else? Can't really think of anything else right now. I know I've said that you should shove a lot of things in the wash, but other things you can throw in the wash, if should you have any washing liquid left, uh, things like hand towels, um, like that you would keep drying your hands on. It's probably a good idea to wash those like on a regular basis as well. Yeah. Is there anything I've missed? I don't know. I'll get some moisturizer, which is a bit of a luxury purchase. It's not essential, but I'm using moisturizer and my skin is getting really dried out, so I would recommend getting some moisturizer, because if you're doing this properly, you're washing your hands a fucking lot. So, like, yeah, get some of that. Pamper yourself. You deserve it. I'm just gonna look at the chat again. That's how you have it during the time of uncertainty in the first world. I, on the other hand, have started receiving spam from a weapons store regarding cheap ammo becoming available. Dimitri. Ooh. Bless you. I hope you're safe, or as safe as can be. Like, that's rough. I'm sorry to hear that. Um, I just want to say, every once in a while, I still love going back and to your appropriate story. Thank you very much. I'm glad people still like them. Thanks, Mom. Mom! Haha, well, at UPS, same tasks, same safety expectations. I'm wearing gloves. I got a sweet paper telling law enforcement I can drive during this 2-week stay-at-home period. Trainers, sneakers, yes. Sorry, a lot of you are going to be American, so yes. By trainers, I do mean sneakers, or plimsolls, whatever isn't going to ruin your washing machine, and whatever can handle being in a washing machine. So I've got some basic kind of soft trainers slash sneakers that it can handle being in the washing machine. They're the best things to wear right now. Why the laughing cow earrings? Someone wasn't here an hour ago when I ate a sandwich. Yeah. I love Laughing Cow, and I have a Laughing Cow earring as such. I had two, but I lost one. It happens. I've got 5 more minutes before I'm going to stop the stream because I said I would, basically, and I should truly do some other things. So any questions that you want to ask me in these last salient minutes, go for it. There are 32 of you. Now there's 31. Someone just left right as I said that. That's so funny. Now there's 30. Oh, everybody's leaving. Everybody always leaves. Thank you for streaming. No problem, Alison. I hope everybody has a good day, a safe day. So yeah, I'll give it 4 more minutes. If anyone has any more questions, I will try to answer them. What was the date of your animation? My new animation, which I've been working on for a year, is out on April 10th. Not on this channel, on a different channel. So keep your eyes open. You'll see it. Dang it, it feels like I only just showed up. I'm sorry, Woodley. I would like to do this more often, if I'm honest. I've really enjoyed it. If I can make sure that the last 2.5 hours are available to rewatch, then I will try and set that up because I just love to watch myself and hear myself talk. But yeah, if I do more live streams, I will try and have a bit more of a rigid schedule to it rather than just bursting online at 4:30 in the afternoon and jabbering away for an undisclosed amount of time. I just wanted to say thank you for streaming in Virginia. So sweet and charming and funny. Keeping you, and I'm sure because you're a real treasure. I'll be looking forward to your new animation. Thank you, Marcus. It's really kind of you. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for the coat and trainer stuff. I wouldn't have thought of that. Yep. Just think of anything that is exposed to the elements is more likely to get touched by this virus than anything else. Like washing this stuff, I wouldn't say is as essential as washing your hands, of course. And of course, it uses up washing up liquid, laundry detergent. There we go. So I do understand that that might not be such an accessible thing for everyone to do all the time, but it's what I do. If you can go to whatever store you go and do your shopping at and get like an excessively large bottle, like one bottle, not lots of bottles, but a big kind of value size bottle or something of anything that you need, I recommend doing that because it'll last you a lot longer. It's usually worth the price. Looking forward to it. Stay healthy. Bye. Bye bye, 42J Wiener. Goodbye. Hope you to see you stream again soon. Hang in there. You too, Jonghwan. I hope you stay safe too. I just showed up and it's already ending, Mr. Angelic voice. Oh, Jack, you're too sweet. I'll try and scream about this sort of thing on Twitter in advance next time and on Instagram and wherever, and maybe it can be a regularly scheduled thing. We'll have to see. This was cute and fun. I find streams addicting for some reason, so I'll be happy to see you do this again. Thank you. I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can. I mean, certainly during this quarantine period, there is like no excuse for me not to try doing this. We'll see. I can't monetize these, can I? That was such a vapid, callous thing to end this stream on. Can I make money out of this? I'm sorry. Oh gosh. I've only got 40 seconds left according to my clock. Well, this has been a really lovely time. Thank you so much for joining me, all of you. Please stay safe. Please stay home at every opportunity that you can. Be good to each other. Stay hygienic. And stay calm. Okay? Because panicking doesn't help. I guess sobriety is a good idea, but we're gonna get through this. Yeah. I just want to say I love your animation and sense of humor. Stay safe. Thank you. I will try. You stay safe too. Well, you're a starving artist, it would seem, so I understand this. Haha. Thank you for your understanding. Look after yourself and hope to see you streaming again soon. Have a nice evening, you too, Woodley. Take care of yourself. Okay, we're at 2:30. Goodbye, everybody. Bye bye.